Hello, dear friends, and welcome to our live broadcast. My name is Alina Tomer, and we are happy to welcome you in our live three channels: YouTube, Facebook, respectively, Twitter. Because it's an English guided tour, you can find us also over Travel Massive. I am a licensed tourist guide in Romania and as well a member in the Professional Tourist Guide Association ProGuide. In Romania, to become a licensed tourist guide, you have to follow the training, which is about 9 months, and then you will get a certificate and, of course, a badge. We have different type of badges, and according to the legislation, we have to wear our badges while we guide. And not only this, actually, each and every group should have a licensed tourist guide, especially when any explanation are being done over Romanian territory. Today is Wednesday, as you already got used to it. We have a dear friend invited, and this dear friend is Florin. Let us invite him next to us. Let's hope. Hi. Hello. I cannot hear you, Florin. Again. Can you try and come back again, please? So again, we have a technical problem. We'll see what's going on. So our association, we started the virtual guided tours back in April, and we have almost 100 virtual guided tours. You can find it over our YouTube channel. There you can find categorized over English tours or Hungarian tours or Romanian tours. So in total, we have almost 100 tours. Let's see, Florin, he's back.
Now, let's see. Yes.
Yes.
So
hi, welcome.
Thank you. Welcome to you too. And today is Wednesday, just like you said. We have an English tour. We have almost 30 in English.
Yes. Almost.
And I have to show you my documents.
Wait.
Yes.
Yes.
One and the other one.
Yeah.
Are the same, just like every Wednesday, just like every week. I have the same documents since 2017, I guess.
Yeah.
And today we have an English tour. We have another palace. We already talked about Brâncoveanu Palace from Mogoșoaia. Today we go to Potlogi. It's another palace built by Romanian ruler of Wallachia. And I have to tell you that this one, I like more this one than Mogoșoaia. Was restored last time in 2015, so 5 years ago. Let's dive into the presentation. This is the southern view of the palace. Just like every time, we show you the way from Bucharest. You can see Târgoviște. So from Bucharest to Târgoviște, we have these two palaces built by Brâncoveanu. The first one was in Potlogi, and then the second one in Mogoșoaia, because at that moment Târgoviște was still the capital of Wallachia, and then became Bucharest. But at that moment they split the title of capital, Wallachia capital, Târgoviște and Bucharest. Some rulers choose Târgoviște, some Bucharest. Anyway, we have about 50 kilometers from Bucharest, so in one day we can go from Bucharest to visit Potlogi, and we can stop to another one or two seasides to visit. We have here the view from Google Maps. The entire domain was around 23,000 square meters. I pointed for you here. One is the palace, two the gardens, Venetian gardens, around 60% of the surface. Then we have three, the servant gardens and also the vegetable gardens. Four is Droshkore, was the service station for carriages. Then we have five, the tower, the gate tower, the entrance to Potlogi domain. Then six is Kuchnia, so the kitchen. Seven was the servant house, and eight is the church. Church dedicated to Saint Demetrius of Thessaloniki. But when they restored it, they added the second saint, parent saint to this church. Now, few words about Potlogi first of all, because Potlogi came from a Romanian word called potlog. This is a patch of leather used by shoemakers in lining shoes. So this is the short story of Potlogi. Now, Constantin Brâncoveanu. We already talked about Brâncoveanu in a previous presentation, the Mogoșoaia Palace. He was born in 1654 and he was decapitated in 1714. He was ruler of Wallachia between 1688 and 1714. He was married with Maria. They had 4 boys and 7 daughters. For these 4 boys, Constantin Brâncoveanu built 4 palaces. So for each of them, 1 palace. One is in Potlogi, the first one for Constantin. Then Mogoșoaia was built for Ștefan. And then for Radu and Matei, we had another 2 palaces in Doicești and Brâncoveni. His nickname was the Prince of Gold because he was very rich at that moment. Talking about the palace now, Potlogi, we have the palace was built in 17th century, but we have a sad story of this palace because this was we have here some images with the palace from around 1900s, and because after he was decapitated, Constantin Brâncoveanu, the Turkish came here and they searched for gold, and they simply devastated and destroyed the palace, searching for gold because they thought that here Brâncoveanu kept his fortune, his gold. And we have also an image there on the right with Kuchnia, with the kitchen, who was demolished in 1905. And this is the only image we have with the original one. Interesting is that in 50s, yes, 1947 exactly, the architect Ștefan Balș started a study. We have in the next image few information about this period of from the palace. He started a study to restore the palace, and the work began in 1954, and until 77 they restored the palace. What happened in 77? Elena Ceausescu came here to visit, and because the workers from here didn't recognize her, she was very angry, and from that moment they stopped the restoration, and the palace became a storage for grains from until 1980. From 1980 until 2011, the palace was abandoned. Then they start a new process of restoration in 2011, and for 5 years was the most important part of the restoration, because they rebuilt some buildings from Potlogi, including the kitchen, Droshkore. These were they rebuilt it based on some information, some archaeological seeds from their information they have it at that moment. Now let's talk about first of all about the church, because the church was the first one finished here. So in 1683, they built the church, Saint Demeter the Martyr. Initially was with only one tower. We have in this image we have the church we have it now. Initially was only with one tower, and also we have the porch you can see on the left at the entrance to the church. Was an open space, but was a restoration in 1905, and at that moment they built the second tower, and also they repaint the church, leaving only the original paintings in pronaos and the porch, so only at the entrance. And also they had a new patron saint, Saint Nicholas. So now we have Saint Demeter and Saint Nicholas. We have in the next image, just like I told you, in every Orthodox church, we paint at the entrance after we enter in the church on that western wall. We paint the founder of the church, so the one who paid for the church, who built the church. We have here the votive painting, Brâncoveanu on the left with 4 boys, and Maria, his wife, with 7 daughters on the right. Is a little bit strange because the youngest boy, Matei, was officially born in 1702. So here we have Matei painted in this church. So something is wrong, or they repaint, they paint the new sun after 1700, or the year of birth of Matei is not 1702. Then, because I told you the church was repainted, we have in the next slide 3 images. We have in center, you can see how they added a new layer of plaster on the old painting. Was they strike the wall with a hammer with around between 600 and 1,000 blows on each every square meter, and then they can add the plaster on the wall, and you can see new painting on the right. This is from the last restoration. Brâncoveanu, Constantin, together with his 4 sons. Now we celebrate all of them in the Orthodox calendar on August 16th. Yes, after St. Mary celebration, we have Stefan the Great and Constantin Brâncoveanu and his 4 sons. So this was the church. Was the first one built here in Potlogi by Constantin Brâncoveanu. Then we talk about Kuchnia, or the kitchen, was entirely restored in 2011. We have a picture with the original one before was demolished, and now we have the kitchen we can visit today. Only 40 centimeters of the wall from the kitchen is original. Then everything is new, but they based on what they have in the Mogoșoaia Palace and based on these images, they rebuilt the new kitchen. Inside we have a museum with traditional tools from peasants from this area of Romania. Now talking about how they cook during Brâncoveanu's time, they never cook pork meat, and every time they have a meal, the servant came with the table to the table with entire dishes. So each of the guests should choose from that dishes to eat, and they used to eat around 12 dishes for every meal. We have in the next image Droshkore. This is a word that sounds a little bit strange for English people. As a translation is the service station for carriages. So it was the place where they repaired the carriages, and also was the smithy, cooperage was entirely rebuilt in 2011. We have also something inside as a museum, part of the museum. 2 carriages. The one from the left, the brown one, is an original one, was restored from 1700s, and the black one that is in the background is a replica. Is smaller than the original one. These are 2 types of carriages used by Constantin Brâncoveanu. I told you the black one is a replica and smaller because original one was about 5 meters long. And here we can also some tools from these activities for repairing carriages, and also from the blacksmith. Now, the most important building from here is the palace itself. Looks similar with the one from Mogoșoaia. We have a basement, we have the first floor, the ground floor, and the first floor. We have stairs only on southern side, but the original palace has also on each side we have stairs, but only this one was made from rocks, the other one made from wood. Was done, so they built the palace. They finished in 1698. The construction became in the same, starting in the same year. We have here like a map of the first floor, the most important for the tourists because we can visit on all these rooms. We have on the left, you can see one was the banqueting room. Then 2 is the office of Brâncoveanu. 3 is the council hall, 4 is the bedroom of the ruler, 5 is the safety deposit room. You can see it's right in center of the palace. So was the place where they kept the money, the gold. And on the right we have rooms for Maria, Brâncoveanu's wife, and also for the kids. Let's start the tour now with the first room, the banqueting hall. Here we have a big table in the center because the meal started in the afternoon and lasted until early hours. The guests sat on long benches and they ate long tables covered in various fine clothes. They drank the finest liquors produced in Europe at that moment. They preferred the white bread here, and at the end, cozonac, so cakes made from flour with milk, sugar from Venice, and eggs. We can admire here some costumes. The one from the left is a red one, was used by the ruler. He was the one who had the right to use red color also for the seals. We have the seal red was for the ruler, the black was for the priest, and the blue was for the boyard. So each of them used a different color for the wax they used for seals. Also, interesting fact is that they sat at the table, but nobody came to take the dishes after every the plates after every dish, so they have to store it. And imagine at one moment they have 10 or 12 plates. At one moment the guest should stand up to eat because they couldn't stay anymore on benches. Also, we have another two costumes on the right for boyards, a portrait of Brâncoveanu, and from here we go to the next room, was the office of Constantin Brâncoveanu. Also, we have here another costume. He used to wear different costumes for different activities. One for the meal, one for work, one for the council with the boyards, one for walking in the gardens. And here we have a replica of his desk, and in every room we have some decorations. I'll show you at the end of the presentation part of them, but because they couldn't restore all of them, we have only parts of the paintings and the decorations from inside. From here we go to the next room, the council hall, and here this room was divided into parts. You can see one like a loggia, like a balcony with windows, and on this side we have no windows or no lights. The meaning was after the meal, they came here for the coffee and for hookah to smoke. You can see on the right we have the special place for the ruler to change his clothes. They drink coffee, they smoke, and then the ruler, Constantin Brâncoveanu, came here on this royal seat, and important is that the light came from these windows and right directly on boyards' faces. So this was the way how Brâncoveanu can see every expressions of their faces. So he can guess quickly which of them lies at that moment. So they was very hard for the boyars to see the face of the ruler, but Brâncoveanu saw everybody because the light came from behind. From here we go to the bedroom of Constantin Brâncoveanu, ruler's chamber. Here we have original this wardrobe from 1734. This original one. You can see the bed was small because he used to sleep not in a horizontal position like we used to sleep today. He used a lot of many pillows because he was afraid not to throw up during the sleep. That's why the bed is also very small. We go now from the first floor. Just like in every presentation of mine, I will show you only part of the palace, part of the museum. I invite you to come here to visit the entire palace. Now from first floor we go to the basement. We can see here the pillar from the center, because this one was in center and kept all the buildings, and it's also very important because we have 4 round ceilings here. The construction method was to make a mound of dirt, and then they arrange the bricks on this mound, and at the end they extract the dirt, and they let the construction. In this hall, this is open for different exhibitions, for paintings, for books sometimes, and also in the basement, because I asked when I went for the last time to visit this palace, I asked the guy from there how they heat the rooms. And we have a very special heating system here in this palace. In the basement we have 2 big furnaces, and through some ceramic pipes that are through the walls, and also in every floor, the hot air and smoke circulate through these pipes, and this was the way how they heat every room from this palace. So was the floor heating in this palace, because they I saw some radiators now, but of course at that moment Brâncoveanu used a different method. I told you about the decoration, and in the next slide I have 3 different 3 pictures. One from outside, we can see on the left a window with some decorations. They are restored. and also the foundation inscription, which say that on 26th of October 1698 was done the construction. And on the right we have a painting from the office of the ruler. At that moment, originally was with blue from Voronezh blue, that special blue color. But during years became more black. So this was a short presentation of the palace. We have another buildings here to visit. We have the servant house. If you remember, in Mogoshaya, the servant used to stay at the ground floor of the palace. Here, the servants have a different building, separate house. In the main palace, in the basement, they store the wine and the food. The ground floor was dedicated to the guests, and the first floor was for the ruler's family. We have also an image with the servant house, who was rebuilt from zero in 2011. And please, Aina, help me with the next image. Yes, this is the servant house. After we enter through that gate tower, we have on the right the kitchen and also the servant house. You can see there also the towers of the church, because we have a small gate there on the left of the image to go to visit the church. And then we have an image with the entrance, the gate tower. The original entrance was with a balcony, so the tower has also the first floor. But when they are reconstructed, they built only this tower. We have also a souvenir shop here in this tower gate, and the museum can be visited every day except Monday. The ticket is 10 Romanian lei, so it's about €2 per person. Information we have also on musee.bobițene.ro. And now, because we have more than 30 minutes for this presentation, we have the last image from the northern part of the palace, from Venetian Gardens. And I want to tell you only a few more information about Brâncoveanu. He's buried in Bucharest, was decapitated in Istanbul, and he's buried here in St. George Church in Bucharest. And in Bucharest, he built also a hospital, Brâncoveanu Hospital. Now is not anymore. Was in Unirii district, Unirii square from Bucharest from now. And very important is that this hospital was demolished by Ceausescu. And the legend says that was a curse for the one who demolished this church to die in hard conditions on a special day for Orthodox people. And this happened with Ceausescu. Murdered, he was shot in Christmas Day. And also a story about Maria, Brâncoveanu's wife. She came back in 1720 back in Malachia together with Domnița Bălaș and Anița Balș. Anița Balș was the daughter-in-law, and they decided from that moment to build churches only for happy ceremonies. So no funerals in that churches. An example of for these churches is Transilvania Church from Revolution Square from Bucharest. And that's all for today. I know our 36 minutes, but I hope you enjoyed the virtual tour here in Potlogi. And just like every time, I invite you to come in Romania, come to see with your own eyes, to visit. Almost all the pictures are from, I took it last weekend from Potlogi, so in November. This is how looks the palace in November.
Thank you very much, Florin. It was a wonderful presentation as always. We are the Professional Association of Tourist Guides, ProGuides. And if you like our virtual tours and you would like to support us, you can find here the PayPal account as well our IBAN account. Florin, would you like to say something else about the next?
See you next Wednesday with the next presentation, an English presentation, next subject. Stay with us to find which one is the next presentation. Probably will be Natural Park Bucharest from Bucharest. This delta, urban delta from Bucharest. We can see there are foxes, turtles, snakes, and a lot of vegetation. This is inside Bucharest. So in our capital, we have foxes.
Thank you very much, Florin. Once again, thank you very much to everyone who follow us. Thank you very much for the comments, and see you on Friday and with Florin next Wednesday. Bye. Have a great evening. Thank you very much. Bye.